quick layout here for you, just what's happening in the next couple of weeks in short. So, when I first pulled out the cards here, I did pull another set, which were just the tarot Rider Waite deck, but I'll get to that here in a few minutes. But for now, I'm just going to go through what I have with the, sorry, I'm trying to remember which deck this was. I actually quite like it, but never seem to remember it. Anyway, it's the Sacred Destiny Guidebook, Denise Lynn, Oracle. That's what this one's about. All right, so I did pull a few tarot cards following the, just for clarifiers with each of these cards here as well. And I do actually have some cards here as well that indicate some of the advice that is coming through for you. So in looking at what the cards are, everything looks to be about slow and steady is really what I see here for the next 2 weeks. You are opening up to some form of a gateway, so to speak. Here is what the card depicts. So something here is opening up to you that is likely a place that you've not been before. This is something that is going to be where your reality is different in some way. A gateway does represent any kind of visionary place, any kind of, new thought in the mix, any kind of illumination, anything that's just a little different from your normal reality that you're sort of playing around with here at this point. So it's like, but things, I'll mention as well further out, a lot of the cards do indicate that there's a lot of inner peace going on. It will lead to new levels of pleasure, that kind of thing, with the other cards, which I'll pull forward here as well. But there's definitely something that is allowing you to move forward with your dreams. And it's definitely into a more inspiring place with the gateway, because something is opening up here that to me, looking at this, it looks to be a space that is, it's partly covered, there's partly, a little bit of the unknown. Unicorns are also in that same range of things not being revealed. It's something that kind of represents things that are mystical, things that are, pure, and something that is a lot more in line with trying to figure out I guess the right word, but because it's more of a legendary sort of creature, this is something that seems to be, kind of, to me, it depicts something that's going to appear that is going to just sort of open up a new land here, so to speak. Something that you wouldn't have expected, something that's unusual, something that's different from your own reality, as I mentioned. But it's something that you just couldn't have fathomed before, and you have to kind of catch it at that moment and take advantage of it. It's a gateway to something new, something different, maybe magical thinking, maybe something that is, has more meaning to you. But again, whatever it represents to you, the unicorn in its general sort of meaning, it does represent something that's kind of a famous mythological creature, like I said, that has some sense of being visited by something unusual. Let's put it that way. Something along that line. I'll go back to that one there too. But either way, the gateway is opening up to something here that is going to be kind of a legendary sort of experience. It's opening up, but it's doing so in a very balanced way. Because we also have the card of the Four of Swords. And of course, the Four of Swords in itself is one of those cards that talks about, pulling back, resting, kind of rebuilding, sort of kind of assessing the land, so to speak, is what I see there. So it's almost like you're trying to do something in a very slow and steady way, is what I would say is kind of coming in here, because a lot of the cards, and it's almost like it's inner peace, inner world seems to be also, you're getting clear on that with the Four of Swords. This is all cards that kind of have a meaning of, there's more than one four here. So it's cards that indicate that there's a lot more balance coming through in the next couple of weeks. So rest, recuperating, you're healing, from whatever you've been doing, you're kind of pulling back. It's kind of that period of your own, creating your own little sanctuary of sorts with the Four of Swords. There may have been a lot of stress, there may have been a lot of issues around things that, were causing you stress, that kind of thing. But either way, you are now in a space in this next couple of weeks where you're just kind of keeping the pace, doing things in a very steady sort of way. And I do feel like you're trying to take the time now to give a little bit more to yourself. So maybe focusing more on yourself, as opposed to a lot of your energy going out. And it just feels like you're in a space where you want to take a break here. And I do feel like even, conflict and those kinds of things are really starting to move away from you. We also have the card of the Ace of Swords or sorry, the Ace of Wands. Wands are also about that new idea. So I feel like you're kind of picking up the ball here and you're starting to, in this place of figuring things out, you're now in that space where you're trying to piece things together, because the Four of Swords is giving you that time to sort of focus on you. So Ace of Wands, you've got some kind of spark, regenerating, new idea, something that is calling out to you here that will help you to kind of move off in a certain direction. But either way, the next couple of weeks look like you've got more of a vision for something going through. So there is a new project or a new idea. For some of you, this can represent a new job here as well. But it's either way, something's been activated, something is restarting here for you. There's also a sense here where maybe you had more of a closed mindset because maybe too much was going on before, but this is, again, more about a sudden flash of inspiration or a sudden, idea of something that's going to move you ahead. But again, it comes at a time when you are in a peaceful, calm state, where you're actually letting go of some of the obstacles in your way because you now are able to kind of pull out into a new direction of creation or whatever it is, but you're still taking it one step at a time because, like I say, a lot of fours here, but something is starting here. And again, that first card out was the gateway to the new idea. You are also looking at the Six of Wands. So you've got the fuel to take this pretty quickly into some kind of victory. So whatever is coming in the next 2 weeks, you're really making a jump start into it. And it looks like you're actually making some kind of progress. Whether this is getting some kind of recognition, public recognition, or some kind of notoriety that goes with it. Either way, there's some sense of having a higher level of confidence in the next couple of weeks in whatever it is that you're doing. So there's also, you getting ready for the next step, because when you're looking at the Six of Wands, this is the card where you've reached some kind of a triumph, you've gone through a gateway, you've just learned of a new idea, you're now getting ready for the next step. So it's not a place where you're kind of sitting around and you're basking. It's like once you get the idea and the motivation, bang, everything just keeps going. There's more of a positive influence with a lot of these cards coming through. Again, it's still slow and steady progress that can be measured, but the measurement here is coming through with the Six of Wands, letting you know you have progressed because there's some kind of progress, period, when this card shows up. So I feel like whatever your hard work you put in whatever area you have specifically put this hard work into, just know that there is some kind of measurable extension of your self-worth and your internal compass that is allowing you to, show that you've made some kind of advancement. So we also have the card of the Four of Cups. So again, this is an area still a four. It's still balanced. It's still, not maybe seeing all of the things that are around you. You may have been in a place where you've been a little bit indifferent about trusting the future or trusting this path. A little feeling of kind of being detached to some extent or not having a lot of interest in something. And then again, that's where the spark is coming through here. So there's a new opportunity that's coming in, new idea, something along that line that is helping you to kind of figure out and become a lot more aware of how you're going to be moving forward. I also feel like this is a card that is where you sort of lose sight of, or you had lost sight of your gifts or what it is that your purpose was or how you were a way of looking at the future. It's almost like you lost a little bit of that spark, that little bit of that motivation. And so that's why this is all coming in the way that it is, where you're reconnecting with yourself, you're feeling a lot more renewed, and you're kind of embracing the lessons with this card now. So this is where introspection has changed you. Okay, so we'll go into the next cards here. I'm just going to bring these forward back to where they were. Okay, so the next card out is the card of leadership. And as I said, it's like something new is really sparked within you. So this is going to cause you to take not just leadership of your life, because the King of Swords is you, Libra. So it's you stepping into you being a lot more confident. Like I said, seems to be quite strong here in this period, but you're following your North Star with the leadership card. Sorry, one sec here, coffee. Okay, so again, this is where you wish upon the star. You've got the magical creature here coming out with the unicorn. And again, it's a mythical creature, but it's also something that lets you know that something unique has come to you, has come into your thoughts, or some unique idea, something that is, because the unicorn represents one, right? So it's a unique idea to you. It's something that you alone can only impart in some way. And again, unicorns are also sort of translated as something that is, it's not, it's like a blessing of sorts. And again, some of the other cards that I'll pull through here afterward also indicate that this is a blessing. It's a blessing, whatever is coming in the next 2 weeks, for you to form some kind of unique thing around, build something around. So whatever this unique thing is for you, I would say really start to invest in it, because there's something that's going to come out of that. The other part of it is here, like I said, because we were talking about the leadership card and the North Star, this is where you're actually, you yourself, I think, are coming through as quite unique. So, anyway, the card of the North Star with leadership means, and of course with the clarifiers below, with you being the center of attention here, this to me really speaks to you moving in a space of empowerment. This is you in a place where you could actually be taking leadership role because you're now in a place of being a teacher, or you're now in a place of being a beacon of light for others. Somehow there is a focus that's more on you, and you're not holding back. This is where you're actually starting to act as if, to reach your dreams, to come out of the background and into the forefront. This is where you're starting to shine a little bit more brightly. The Three of Pentacles, again, this is also a card of a lot of building, and it's not just building, it's in around, the Three Pentacles is building collaboration. It's involving other people. So I feel like that's part of this next step. So something unique comes to you, and now you're looking for the people to build it, or making some sense or movement toward really advancing something. The Three of Pentacles definitely has the air of upscaling something, but it's more of a growth or a teamwork sort of advancement, and able to get to the next step. So you could be working within an organization, or again continuing to build a foundation in some way, but the Three of Pentacles is suggestive of growth, you taking more control over your life. You're now sitting in more of a leadership role, and some unique thing has come to you that will help you to advance in some way. So we'll get to the other cards here. So what I want to say, with the next one, sorry, just trying to find what I've got there. The next card out is Inner Peace. So there is a sense that, and pleasure. So the cards of inner peace and pleasure also indicate that you're now moving into a space, especially over the next couple of weeks, where you just feel like you are onto something, which is giving you, more of a look, over your, how do I put that? You're in a space where you can now oversee all of what's coming forward. There's more of an overview. You have a better idea of where you're sitting in the grand scheme of things. And I feel like that's giving you a level of inner peace, because you feel like this is going to be an enduring path. This is going to be something that is going to bring you a lot of pleasure. This is going to be something that No matter what's gone on, you're in a new space here where this is divine plan, because we had the North Star, we had the Three of Pentacles collaboration. So this is something that is going to, that kind of peace transcends fear. And this is going to help you to connect to yourself and to the ideas and to the things that help to, bring forth a building of the idea. So it's somehow you're attracting these things into you now, and it's going to be able to create a better life where you're much more enlightened. There's much more, a heightened sense of pleasure and tranquility. All of that's coming through here. And of course, we all know what pleasure is. So pleasure is definitely you moving into a space where you feel like things can flourish, things can really grow. There's a lot more relaxation, and you're definitely associated in this next couple of weeks to some kind of inner peace, strong inner peace, which is allowing you to be a lot more productive. And there's a lot more flow that you're putting into the directions of your life that are important to you. And I also feel like this is a time where you can really enjoy the simple pleasures of life. You can see beyond what it is that you're now, you're climbing the steps. You can see beyond, and so because of that, it's giving you some sense of inner growth. The advice cards that were coming out here was reassessment, time to take another look at this situation, because there's a lot more possibilities in it. And however, each possibility will lead you to the same outcome. You have nothing to lose. So I would say, and also steadiness, things seem to be moving slowly, but use this time to your advantage and gather your resources and rebuild your energy. You're going to need them. And that goes in line with the cards that were already out here, the Four of Swords, all of that. Slow, steady building is really your next 2 weeks. And again, there's something in your current surroundings that is allowing more possibilities that you may have overlooked. And it's a unique idea, something unique that is on your path for the North Star that you need to contribute to the world, something that you really need to get out there. And just again, in sort of recap, so you're on a path here with the Gateway card. Something unique is coming into you. And again, with that Four of Swords, I feel like it's coming to you because your mind is much more relaxed, or there's a certain sense of inner peace. You're building a very strong foundation at this time, and stability and all of those things are important, and that comes with planning. So right now, stability and building something solid is where you're at. The fact that it's the Four Swords again, this is where there is a period of rest and some kind of quiet contemplation that's required. So you're slowing things down a little bit and just doing slow and steady for the next couple of weeks. And you're not letting projects sort of stagnate. There's still activity here, but it's just, it could also be a little bit of a level of frustration and tiredness that may be overtaking you, but it's also, but I don't see overwhelm. I just feel like you're in a space here where you're just taking some time to start to do you, start to build on you, start to put a little more into you. Something about you is at the forefront here for the next 2 weeks. Sorry, guys. I feel like I need to be eating again. Anyway, okay. But either way, this could be a time as well where you're doing a little bit more in terms of reading or doing some research or educating yourself in some way. But either way, I feel like you're starting to focus your power, your energy into a space here with the Ace of Wands. So you're really starting to focus on something here that is going to renew you in some way, kind of refresh your energy here in this next little bit. I mean, aces, like I say, wands in themselves are about growth. So this is definitely something about, could be dealing with like ideas, as I said, around work, or ideas around spirituality. But it's almost like this is more grounded, practical energy, because it's so much in the realm of foundation and stability. So whatever it is you're working on is about a new idea that's coming to you that's going to be working around your stability. And there is something here, again, this could very strongly influence around June, July, August, summer months, something like that, or spring, something like that. Maybe spring more dominant, but definitely there is some kind of a birth of a new idea. And again, for some of you, this will be a new job, but I feel like this is more around the idea of something that would be, again, very unique to you. If it is a new job, then it's I feel like almost either a side job, something like that, something that is, it could be in around a contract of some sort here as well. It could be in around some kind of a manuscript, anything along the lines of, writing and those kinds of things. But there's good news either way, and you are taking initiative to move it forward. So something new is entering your life here. For some of you, this could, if we're taking it in the direction of a new relationship, I feel like this could be a revitalized situation there. But either way, I feel like there is something that you're about to, with an idea, feels more along that line where you're going to be able to really build on this, and really increase the investment. And, even though there's not money showing up necessarily in a big way in this month, there is something that is strongly building around you. So again, when we get to the final cards over here, the Six of Wands definitely indicates you've got some kind of growth and advancement and a triumph. So you could be drawing a lot more attention to yourself because you've got some kind of victory that's moved you forward. It definitely speaks to, any kind of, even if we're talking about a relationship in a physicality sense, there's something a lot more stronger in that direction here as well. But to me, this is more of a driving ambition, more confident about your abilities sort of card. So I feel like, again, if it's a job, you got the job, you got the raise, you got something here that has a sense of value to you. You feel like you know your worth. You feel like you're really really conquering something here is what I would say. So this is still kind of a deeper understanding of who you are and all of that as well, because there's just a really strong, empowering energy. The Four of Cups, there may be a little period, like I said, where you are sort of in regret, or maybe you have rejected some kind of person or offer, something like that. But it feels like that missed opportunity or whatever has sort of deflated you at some point, you've replaced that with some kind of new idea. So again, it feels like something didn't work out, but it's worked to in your favor, because the blessing has come through here. Something has advanced you in some way. So either way, whatever the dissatisfaction was, or something that you didn't expect you expected something to be pulling you down in some way, that has not taken place. It actually has moved in your favor, so that there isn't, you're able to take advantage of the situation, whatever it is. Okay, and again, just on the quick recap on the other. Okay, so now we're into leadership. And again, the card of leadership is you taking control of yourself, you taking control of your life. King of Swords could be dealing with a contract, but either way, if that's the case, you're still, intellectually strong, you're empowered, you're not really compromising. This is still in a place of observing a situation, not throwing your heart into it, but more along the lines of, prosperity of some sort is coming in with this. This is an overall energy of prosperity, but it's also a slow and steady prosperity. So I just feel like you're not really in that space of risking anything in the next couple of weeks. I feel like you are thinking critically, and you're really just taking guard, you're really just taking guard and just kind of being a little more head over heart sort of influence. This is also someone who would follow more of a structured routine, especially when I see the card of leadership and the King of Swords. This is more of a structured sort of environment or attitude that you're taking in the next couple of weeks. Again, some of you could be writers, some of you could be dealing with a lawyer or judge or anything like that. But either way, there's a victory of some sort coming through. Even in a contract, there's a victory of some sort for those of you that resonates with. It's all going to be different for all of you. You're all on different timelines, and it's a unique situation to you. But either way, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius figures prominently here. And I just feel like you're being very direct in the way that you approach things. So it's kind of restricting your emotions in favor of a more logical approach. Okay, and again, could be doing some more research here as well. So, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, as I said, Three of Pentacles, you're definitely in a space here where you're starting to really rebuild something or build it up beyond what it was. So you've got the self-discipline here in the next couple of weeks. You've got focused effort. You've got the growth and learning. But now you're kind of moving it into the collaborative sort of stage. So that means enlisting people or looking for people that will help you to complete the project. So I feel like you've got some really clear priorities here. You're really focusing on your commitments. And it definitely feels like the news all around will pay off. It's very good news. But you're really skill building, you're really focusing on yourself, really taking mastery over something in the next couple of weeks. And again, just as a shortcut, steadiness, reassessment. Things may be moving slower than you expect, but use the time to take it to your advantage to gather resources that you need, rebuild your energy because you're going to need them. And again, reassessment was your advice card. Time to take a look at the situation. There are many possibilities. There's something here that you might be overlooking. There's something here that's more than meets the eye. And again, because we had the unicorn card there with the gateway, I feel like this is something that's going to be really opening up to you as a unique thing to to really build on. Like I said, it's something unique that's going to come to you in this next short little while because you've got something here that's a little bit magical, I guess, if you will, coming in that's going to give you a great deal of pleasure, and it's definitely going to create a lot more inner peace. But either way, you have a lot of things coming in here. So I'll do other reads here with the tarot cards. I did sort of pull more of a random read, not specific to a particular month, but I'll bring that forward here in the next short little bit. And that's what I have for you, Libra, for the next 2 weeks. Keep moving forward.